Hey everybody, my name is Paul Vojchehoske and welcome to the Real Estate Classroom YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss abstract of title. In my next video, we're going to discuss title search because these two need to go together because they do the same thing. It's just the processes are a little bit different based on the state that they're in. So abstract of title in this video. Hey everybody, in this video we're going to discuss what's called an abstract. Now, when would we use an abstract? Or in the opening I discussed title insurance or title searches. When would we use this? Well, when somebody buys a piece of property and that period between contract and closing, there are a lot of things that are done, including inspections for the whole house, maybe a septic or a well. So there's things that are going on to ensure that the new buyer is getting a property that is, what they expect. Part of that is what we call a title research or an abstract, where someone is going to research or do an inspection of the property's history to ensure that the new buyer isn't gonna, they're not gonna go to closing and buy a piece of property that has liens against it, there's clouds on the title, those type of things. And one of the methods of ensuring that is called an abstract. Now, I got the definition of abstract on your screen. An abstract is a condensed history report called a chain of title, key real estate term you have to know, to a specific parcel of real estate. It consists of a summary of the original land patent and all subsequent conveyances and encumbrances affecting the property. An abstractor, that's a person, they make a certification that the history is complete and accurate. And you can see the key terms there that we're going to discuss. So essentially, here's what happens. Depending on the state you're in, most states do what's called a title search and then issue title insurance. A few states do what's called an abstract, for example, Iowa. All right, and some states can do both, but you have to know both for your real estate exam. So essentially what's going to happen on an abstract is when that period contract to close, the buyer is going to hire someone called an abstractor, and they're going to research the ownership or the title of that property. And I've seen an abstract. Actually, it's a book. It's a chronological book of everything. And some of it could be 2 inches thick. And the abstract can go all the way back to the beginning of the land patent in the 1800s. And if you were actually read through this abstract, you would notice that it is, as it says on your definition here, it talks about conveyances and encumbrances. It's going to have a history of everybody that's ever owned that property, when property ownership has changed, and every instrument that was placed against it, like liens, for example, or easements. Those type of things will all be on there. And also the removal. And they also get into the marital or the community property part of it. That's why it's so important when we're doing title searches and abstracts that they know about divorces because there's marital interest, so on and so forth. The person is the abstractor who's going to make a certification that, hey, I researched this property and I find everything to be satisfactory, or I don't, and here are the things prior to closing that needs to be resolved. Otherwise, the buyer is going to receive title or ownership to that property with clouds on it. All right. Now, what typically happens is the abstract exists because the original owner the owner that's currently living there, they had the abstract brought up to date as of the day of their closing. So let's say that this owner owned it for 10 years. They're selling it to me. I'm going to have an abstract done. And what we're going to do is called updating the abstract. There's no need to go back all the way in to the beginning of land patent because that's already been done. All I have to do is hire someone to update this abstract or update this history report from the time that the owner owned it, the current owner, to closing, so I'm not getting any junk that should be the responsibility of the current owner. So again, an abstractor will do the research and they'll list any additional instruments recorded against the property since the current owner took title. That's called updating an abstract. Now understand this is important. An abstract is a history report. It's deemed to be accurate, but it doesn't guarantee good title. It's not insurance. However, the abstractor who does the research, he is or she is responsible for any errors that were made. So although it's not guaranteed as in with insurance, like title insurance, there is still a level of protection there. And then what happens after the abstractor deems the history report to be accurate and they've updated the abstract, they will send it over to the lender's attorney. The attorney reviews it. If the attorney gives it a blessing, then he or she's going to issue what's called a certificate of title, which means that the title actually belongs to the current owner, and the current owner can pass free, clear, marketable title to the new buyer. Certificate of title, that is another key real estate term that you have to know. So that's the basics of an abstract of title. The abstract is something that you do need to know for your real estate licensing exam. Don't forget, in my next video, in fact, I'm going to put a link right here to my right. That is the video on title insurance, which is sort of like the brother of an abstract. So you have to know about both. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Click the little circle to the left and share this. Share it. If you have comments or questions, down below in the comment section as well. I'll see you in the very next video.